Hello and welcome to Tarot by the Moon. It's Tash here at Tarot by the Moon. Hello everybody. I hope you're all well. Thank you for joining me once again. It's been a little while since I've come on. I've had a little bit of illness to deal with and I've been busy in other areas of my life as well, so there's been a little delay in me coming on to make the film, but here I am. So thank you for sticking with me once again and thank you for all the continued support. I hope you're all well. We're in a new season. We're in Pisces season, so happy birthday to all my beautiful Piscean people out there. We've said goodbye to Aquarius and we've entered Pisces. Pisces being the last sign of the zodiac. Pisces actually marks the end of the zodiacal year. So it's a time where we sort of are on one level or another of our consciousness, looking back at all of the lessons of all the other seasons of the year, integrating all of that. And it's a very, very deep sign. It's a sign of an old soul. It's deep, it's mysterious, it is ruled by the planet of dreams, it is otherworldly and all of those things. So you might have found you're feeling the need for extra sleep. You might have found your sleeping patterns have been disturbed. You might find you're dreaming more vividly. You might find that you're more prone to your spiritual gifts or questing after those spiritual gifts. You might just find yourself feeling very deep and reflective and emotional at this time. And it's all perfectly normal and natural. It's all part of the flow of the universe, and that's all part of Pisces season. So today we're in a new moon as well. We just had a new moon in Pisces last week and I was unable to come on and do the video on the day of the new moon. It was a really strong energy. I had one of my legendary migraines actually on that day on top of everything, and it was a super strong energy. And I was just sort of realised as I was navigating that, as I was sort of coursing through that I was like, it's always, I find that Pisces new moon is a very intense energy, super intense. So some of you might have been feeling that also. So we sort of, I feel like this often happens as well, like new moon and full moon energy is very intense, and then just as that sort of the intensity of that peak of it wears off is sort of when I can sort of open up and come back, if that makes sense. So here I am. Okay. Now, I have been doing lots of other tarot readings for people. I have to say I've been busy on that front. And if you would like a tarot reading with me, personal tarot reading, please contact me at the email address provided below. I would love to hear from you. I would love to facilitate that for you. That's the only way you'll get a reading from me. If somebody approaches you pretending to be me, that won't be me. I don't approach people and ask them if they'd like tarot readings. You would have to contact me in the email address provided below. Okay, my loves, so protect yourselves there. I'm feeling a kind of the moon's in Taurus today as well, so yeah, so we're in the Pisces season but the moon is in Taurus today, and Taurus is very much about, like, I want to say all the nice, you appreciate the luxuries when Taurus is about. It's got that, because of course it's ruled by Venus, so it's got that Venusian sort of element of wanting everything to be soft, wanting everything to be nice, eating lovely food. Perhaps you find you've been eating a little bit more than you normally would today, yesterday and tomorrow. Perhaps you find you're just fancying nice things, and doesn't that smell nice, doesn't that feel nice, all the sensual side of life. But also with Taurus, there's another side of Taurus which is very determined, hardworking and down to earth. So as well as appreciating all the luxuries of life, Taurus energy knows how to get them, knows how to get those things in their life, and isn't afraid of the hard work. In fact, I'd say it's probably the energy that's least afraid of hard work. So today, yesterday and tomorrow is a good couple of days now that we're in now to get things done, to actually focus on what you're trying to achieve and achieve it, okay, with that Taurus energy coming in, and then give yourself a well-earned treat, typical classic Taurus style. So I love that. I work well with the Taurus energy myself, and I feel it very strongly because I've actually got Taurus rising on the ascendant in my chart, so it's a strong energy with me. But dark side of it, it can get really stubborn. dark side of it too. It doesn't know when to stop sometimes. So make sure you're looking after yourself. Okay, remember that we are in Pisces season. It's a very sensitive season. Make sure you're not overdoing it in this Taurus energy. Make sure you're kicking back and giving yourself a nice little well-earned luxury here and there. Okay, so that's the general where we're at. We're still in the new moon. We're still in the new crescent, so we're still setting our intentions for the rest of the month. We're still focusing on what we want to achieve, what we want to see grow, and what we want to nurture, okay? Not what's missing in our lives, not what's not there. We're not giving that any attention. We've learned about that. We're actually just focusing on what it is that we do want, okay? So bring it on. Good health, abundance, and love for everyone. Peace for everyone. Peace within yourself, peace around you, peace for everyone, okay? And I do feel like there's a strong message for humanity coming in, or we can't be happy and we can't be peaceful unless everyone else is. And of course a lot of us relate to that and feel that, but at the same time don't allow that, as beautiful as that sentiment is, not allowing that to block you from being happy, because then there's just even less happiness in the world. You know, us being miserable is not going to help anyone, okay? So get it right, get the balance right, my loves, alright? And spread that light, shine your light, feed your light, and shine that light, alright? And it'll enable others to ignite their light for sure. And remember that the light has won. It has won. And so it is. Amen. Okay, so let's go in with a reading, my darlings. Now, if you haven't tuned in before, these readings are a little bit different to your usual YouTube tarot readings. As much as and as wonderful as they are, it's just a bit different. You don't need to be any particular star sign to watch the reading. It applies to all sorts of star signs come up during the reading. We chat about those as we go along. However, you might find, oh, this is really resonating with me on a personal, on a day-to-day. Sometimes very specific messages come through, which are clearly for specific people, and you'll know if that's resonating with you. Sometimes it's more of a general feeling of where humanity's going, okay? The two are linked, and it's always about both, but sometimes it predominantly comes out one way or the other. The two are linked. This is what I call macrocosm, microcosm healing. So what we're healing in our day-to-day lives, as small and petty as and insignificant as you might feel that is, it's not, okay? Every little thing that we're healing within ourselves, we're healing for others, we're healing for the world, okay, my loves? So I hope that makes sense. I've devised a little spread that's called, I call it my element spread, and the first area represents air, and that's all about our thought processes and our mental health and everything. The second area, represented by water, is all about our emotions, our heart and our feelings, okay? The third area, represented by fire, is all about our creativity and our passions and our willpower. And the fourth area is I'm a bit tongue-tied there, is earth, and that's all about how we're actually manifesting on the earth plane in the day-to-day after we've filtered through the lessons of the other three elements there. I hope that makes sense. It makes a lot more sense as it goes along, and you seem to be enjoying it anyway, so give me your honest feedback and get in touch with me and let me know what you think. So all that being said, let's go in with the reading for the Pisces new moon 2023. Let's call in nothing but the highest vibration of love and only love into this reading. Radical compassion, highest vibration of love for the beautiful planet that we live on, for humanity as a species, for ourselves, for our loved ones. Radical compassion for everyone, especially those that would be our enemy. They need it most of all. Okay. Radical compassion for all of the other species that we share the planet with, be they plants, animals, bacteria or otherwise. They're all here as our teachers and guides and our equals on this planet also. Nothing but radical compassion and love for the star ancestors, our ancestors and guides that oversee these readings and healings. So it is. Just want to add as well, in case you haven't tuned in before, please consider yourself in a completely safe space during this reading, and if nothing else, feel healing energy of it. Okay, my loves. So, your And don't forget to give me the thumbs up, of course. Please give me a thumbs up. Please give me a subscribe. Please, please, please. And if you're not comfortable giving me a subscribe, then please give me a share or a comment. I really need your help to get this stuff up the algorithms. And only you guys can help me do that. I can sit here and make videos till I've... till the end of my days, and I cannot grow this channel without you guys, and I'm grateful for every single positive action each one of you takes to help me with that. So please consider giving me the like, hit the bell, give me a subscribe, give me a comment, give me a share. Okay, my darlings, thank you so much. So let's see what's coming up. It's gone awful dark in this room. All of a sudden it looks dark on that camera. Let me just put the light on. It's gotten very overcast this afternoon here, and it's gone a little bit chilly, sort of like reverted back to winter a little bit. Spring's sort of sprung. Actually ventured out without a coat on the other day and wherever. And we've got some beautiful blooms popping up and wherever. But it still has those days where it reverts back to a wintry feel, so we're still waking up to spring there. Now, this is the Harmonious Tarot we're using today. This is the first one out. Beautiful. Okay, I only take the flippers and the fallers from my shuffles as well, in case you're wondering how I roll, in case you haven't watched me before. Beautiful. Here's our ace. Never lets me down. Okay, that's way too many. I'll take too many. Okay. To anyone who's been asking as well, Mr. Milo is much, much better. I think he's always going to have a little weakness with his back leg, and we're going to have to keep an eye on it. But it's an awful lot better. He goes out for a lot less walks than he used to, but the walks he does go on, he enjoys a lot more as well. And a couple of times I've had to give him a little bit of pain relief. Only once or twice though in the last couple of weeks. He bounces around the house, same as he ever has, whenever somebody goes near the door and wherever. And he's got to look at the bottom of the pack for some reason. Okay. And he's doing pretty good, as is the other one. Okay, feeling a lot of love here today, I have to say. Just get comfy because that's boiling now all of a sudden. Right, coming in our area of our thoughts, mental health, thought processes, etc. We've got the Empress with beautiful Empress, always a good one, always a big one, always a fantastic energy in any reading, but certainly to kick off this one, certainly to kick off a new moon in Pisces. It's the highest expression of divine feminine energy. You could argue that the High Priestess perhaps is a little bit above that even, but for that earthly, womanly energy, it's got to be the Empress, and we welcome her into this reading. This is in our thought process and our mental health, as I say. We're having a proper glow up there, as they say. We're feeling pretty good, okay? We are getting ready to, I want to say, because with the Empress, she's always depicted as a pregnant lady. And I want to say, that might mean something to somebody out there, but apart from that, what I'm being shown is, it's more about, because it's come up in the area of our air, and that's about our mental processes and our thoughts, etc. I want to say this is us getting ready to give birth to some fantastic new ideas, getting ready to give birth to new ways of thinking, new levels of thinking, our mind actually expanding and opening up, creating new neural pathways where we're learning new skills. I've been banging on a fair bit lately about this new energy we're in and that we're working with, and I gotta say, it's just been reminded to me now, boy oh boy, in this last couple of weeks since I spoke to you last, I've seen loads of weird evidence of that. I just don't even know where to begin trying to put it into words, to be honest with you, and I'm sure you guys have been having similar interesting experiences and things like that around the energies at the minute, and how new and how different and how on a deeper level everything is, and how more instant everything is, and yeah. So I mean, we've got to take it easy, haven't we? This is like, no, I've been saying for about a year, it always feels like spring because we're in this new Aquarius energy now. It's like But the other day I was trying to think about it because I was thinking about chatting to you guys about it and weaving it into the reading, and it was like, yeah, but it's not just new, it's like the new of the new of the new. It's like stuff we couldn't have imagined, how deep we're going. And Pisces season, of course, is season of diving deep with spiritual matters and psychic matters and all of that as well. It's people say that, you know, I think I said this to you last year actually, people say that, you know, October, Samhain, that's spooky season, that's spooky time of year, but actually I think the true spooky time of year, or just as spooky, is up there, is Pisces season. It, like I say, it's the end of the zodiacal year, and there's something in that that's quite mysterious, nurturing. It's something that mainstream doesn't focus on as well, which makes it even more mysterious, makes it even more authentic in a sense, I feel. So in a funny way, I feel like it's like the other Samhain. You know, we've got other big dates on the calendar as well that, you know, that we know when the veil is thin and the energy changes, like midsummer and the solstices and the equinoxes, etc. But there's something very spooky and deep about Pisces season. It's a time where your psychic gifts will naturally open up, where you'll get a lot more downloads, and it's like rocking that Empress energy in all of that. But it's also coming from the mind. It's also coming from, like, a lot of this stuff isn't just sort of like whoa, mystical experiences and whatever. It's like, actually, you've got a thought process behind it. Actually, there is logic behind it, or you can see the reasoning behind it, or how you can articulate it. You're learning to. I'm struggling to right now, but how we're learning to articulate those new energies as well. So I hope that makes sense. That's what I'm getting there anyway, and that's something that has been rattling around in me for a couple of weeks, and I'd sort of forgotten about it until I've sat here now and just sort of opened up to the energy once again with you guys. So that's all good. So then we're coming into the water element of the spread, and we've got an Ace of Pentacles. Also, I'd like to say this represents a sign of Taurus, Empress. Empress represents a sign of Taurus, and we're in Taurus day to day. We've discussed Taurus at the preamble extensively there. Also, you might be a Taurus, or this might affect, you might need to pay attention to this reading if you're in fact a Taurus or have a strong Taurus placement. Yeah, so that needed to be said as well, because obviously the moon is in Taurus right now, and that represents that. Ace of Pentacles. There's our ace. There's a beautiful strong ace. I always love to see an ace in my readings. As you guys know, I'm pretty old-fashioned in that way, and if I don't see an ace, I'm not entirely happy with the reading. So there it is. It never lets me down. Ace of Pentacles. It's one of the more stabilising influences in the tarot when we're talking about energy and bringing stability. This has come up in our area of emotions and water. So this is bringing us great stability. This is what we're achieving, and this is what we're maintaining. Okay, it's one thing to understand things from the logical mind and understand how deep and how much vaster our minds can be, and all those things that we're learning, these new things that we're learning. But it's a part of that as well, and something else I've been banging on about for ages is the new age is more about learning to follow how we feel. And to follow how we feel when we're very, very sensitive, which a lot of people watching this channel will be, okay, is a real tricky skill, but it's something that we're learning to master finally, because part of that skill is to be stable, to actually be grounded in those emotions, and the Ace of Pentacles provides you with that grounded, stable energy. It's also a sign of good fortune. It's also a sign of opportunity coming knocking for you. It's also a sign of a help of some kind coming in for you, a new start, and something that you can grow on, okay? The next one, Page of Cups. Beautiful Cups energy. Beautiful Page energy as well, which is always sort of spring-like for me, I feel. This particular page I'm being asked to have a look at now. Okay, what's your... Oh. Okay. Well, he just looks like a simple page, right? He just looks like this classic medieval page looking out across the parapet, sort of a castle, offering that cup out there to somebody, to his Juliet, no doubt. Okay. But what really came into sharp focus, and my eyes don't work that well, but as I was asked to look at it closer. So I haven't looked at it closely. Was the fact that, yeah, he's only a simple page, and as I say, that to me is very springtime. He's a page, it's spring, it's youthful, it's innocent, it's young, okay. But on his armour there, if you look closely, which was like being really highlighted to me then, are like these great big sunflower designs, look. And a sunflower is something, I don't know where this is going, it's just coming out now. The sunflower is something that we don't see until, in bloom like that, until July or August. So while he is springtime, he's springtime personified, you know. There's also this great potential for maturing into these sunflower. What is this? Sorry, I gotta take a minute. This is now fire. Okay, it makes sense because the sunflowers and fire are synonymous with fertility and abundance. They often show up in rod cards, fire cards. This is a water card. But he's got those fiery flowers of July or August on there. I feel like this reading is pointing to a maturing attitude over the spring and summer months leading up to August, which would be around about Leo season. Excuse my babbers. Mr. Milo! Mr. Milo! Come on! Milo! Come on! Come on! See, there's not much wrong with him, honestly. Right! Excuse me, guy. Come here, Baba. Here's Mr. Murray. Here's the collie dog. In case not watched before, there's two dogs. There's the collie dog as well. He's just... Yes, he is. He's a good boy. So yeah, sorry. So this is looking at something that's going to mature by, or be in fruition by August or Leo season. I'll come back to that anyway. Okay, something there, something quite specific. And then the last card we got in Earth is Justice. This represents Libra, the sign of Libra. Okay, so that might have a bearing on something for you guys. This is a beautiful Justice image that I've not really looked at before very closely either. Okay. Absolutely wonderful. Very Queen of Swords, that one as well, which would also represent Libra. She's got the sword down there, which I feel like is significant. She's got the sword pointing down. She's not waving it about. She's not, like in some Queen of Sword images, she's sort of like brandishing it. In this image, she's got it pointed down, as if to say, I could pick it up and brandish it. I could use it to draw a few boundaries. I could use it to cut somebody off completely and forever. But I'm not. I'm just going to let it rest. I'm just going to let it lie, and I'm just going to rest my hand on it like this. And I'm going to bring everything back into balance with the other end. I feel like that's quite significant and quite specific as well. But she's very poised as well. I feel like this needs to be said, this particular figure in this particular image. She's very, very poised there. Okay, it's something about poise. It's something about true self-confidence. Doesn't need to brandish a sword. It's very poised. She's very elegant. Okay, she's just allowing things to be as they are. I don't know what that is. There's an extra card that came up for consideration, my darlings. 6 of Cups. This is a precious looking 6 of Cups image now. Got a sweet little child on there, and that lady. And this is about giving and receiving generously. okay, and allowing ourselves to be open to both give and to receive, because it's no good giving and giving but you're never able to receive, and many of us are like that. We'll give and give and give until there's nothing left of us, but somebody try and give you something and oh my days, you know, very difficult. Excuse me, I've got to see to my dog a minute, this is ridiculous, sorry. Sorry about that, you guys. Thank you for your patience. Have to just go make sure he's okay, as you can understand. Hang on, he's coming now. Just barking at my neighbour who's decided to stand in the middle of the road and have a chat with somebody there. So, anyway, back to our reading. Right, so Six of Cups here. This is all about being able to give and receive from an open and generous heart. There's a lot of healing in the Six of Cups, I feel. Six of Cups is a very nostalgic card as well. You might be looking back, and this is quite natural in the Pisces season as well. Looking back fondly over memories, daydreaming, remembering things, childhood memories, fond memories of people that we've loved and lost, maybe. It's that Pisces energy of reminiscing, nostalgia, very similar to Cancer energy. All of that, yeah, there's all of that going on. It's a sweetness to it. There's a lot of love there. Normally I talk about like romantic love when I see the Six of Cups, but in this particular deck that I'm using today, I'm not feeling that in this filter. I'm feeling like it is more to do with relationships in your childhood and things like that, or there might be children around you that are looking up to you in the way that kiddie's looking up to that lady there, you know. But it's very, very sweet, very, very innocent, and very, very precious. So you might be looking back over memories, you might be creating new memories, but they're very, very precious. They treasure. I feel like that needs to be said, and I feel quite emotional as I say that. And there's treasure there, and the treasure's here as well. Of course, the Ace of Pentacles is the treasure too. Hints at treasure, and obviously the Page of Cups also hints at children. The Empress hints at motherhood. Okay, I'm just going to have a quick look at exactly what the reference is for this particular deck of cards, because as you know, this is still a fairly new one. So we've got the Empress, because it's interesting to see the different insights I'm learning with you. It says success, ambition, fertility, abundance, material wealth, stability. I said stability's coming in, didn't I? I mean, stability is coming in, and this is why she looks so poised. This is why she looks so confident, you know, at the end there. This is what we're pulling in. The next one was the Ace of Discs. Joy, happiness and good news, great fortune. Exactly. And even if that's not like material, and why shouldn't it be material anyway? But even if it's not, we know that this has come up in our emotions, so we know this is things that we value. This is relationships that we value. This is relationships that we treasure. This is emotions that we treasure. Okay. Page of Cups. Peace, agreement, harmony and understanding. Well, he does bring us there. And I feel, right, so that's interesting, because I was stuck on, there was a bit of a riddle there, wasn't there, with the sunflowers and everything. So there might be something that you're trying to resolve here. Very much, I feel there's something that somebody's trying to resolve here or get resolution on, and I'm just very clearly being shown now that we're in the springtime now, represented by this beautiful page, and then those sunflowers are pointing me towards Leo season, or July, August. And I'm just looking at that and I'm getting the sense of, as I've read that, it made perfect sense. Peace, agreement, harmony and understanding. So something that's been less than peaceful, less than agreeable, that there hasn't been much understanding on, that there hasn't been harmony on, will be finding resolution round by a roundabout Leo season, I'm going to say. There you go. Okay? And the secret to that is to leave it be, is to put down the sword. Put down the sword, allow yourself to be brought back into beautiful balance and poise, just like that gorgeous justice image. Excuse me, I've got a bit of a cold coming on now. Justice. Harmony, equilibrium, equity, discipline, order, legal. Questions. Justice invites the querent to reflect and judge. Justice invites the querent to reflect and judge. Exactly, don't just go ahead judging, just don't go ahead brandishing. That's sort of, excuse me, I've got a little cold coming on. Actually, take your time and have a good look before you go doing that. Reflect and judge. Reflect, that's like a Piscean word. That's so Pisces season. That's what Pisces season is all about. That's the mystery of Pisces season. It's the last sign of the zodiac. We're in the end of the zodiacal year. It's a time for reflection. Pisces season, more than anything, time for reflection, time for looking back. And that's how we get so deep. That's how we get so deep into those other layers of the subconscious, of our understanding, of our learning, of our journey. Reflect. Okay? Perfect. Excuse me again. I'm so sorry on this. I've got to wipe my nose a little bit. You don't need to know that, I know, but oh goodness me. Okay. Right. Next one. I'm just going to clarify with the Pre-Raphaelite Tarot. It's another new deck that I've only used once on the channel before, but I've been playing about with it a lot since I spoke to you guys last. I've been absolutely loving this one. I've been looking at it pretty much every day. And it's wonderful. It's really working well with me, I have to say. So this is coming up with a Pre-Raphaelite Tarot to clarify the Empress and the Pisces new moon. Tarot by the moon, please. Very heavy energy, hang on. Okay. So we got one to clarify that, one to clarify that, right? Okay. Can we have some more energy to clarify Page of Cups and the Justice, please? Oh, excuse me again. Interesting. Okay, take that. I want to clarify that. Six of Cups coming in, please. Oh, crossing. Okay, too many. Oh, okay. There we are. Right. Beautiful. Okay, so here is our energy for actually clarifying this tarot reading. So to clarify the Empress, we've got a King of Cups. Beautiful King of Cups. Very beautiful King of Cups. He's been coming up a lot for me, I have to say, in the readings recently. He might well be my star energy of the last couple of weeks. He's coming up in a lot of people's readings. and the energy of the King of Cups generally has been coming up a lot, and actually it is very, very Piscean. King of Cups would represent the water signs, and he is very Piscean. He's that kind of, as a person, if it was an actual person, he's that kind of guy who's soulful, dreamy, romantic, often a musician, often a poet or an artist, has an appreciation for humanity, has an appreciation for the arts, isn't afraid of expressing his emotions, is very anchored in his emotions, is very emotionally stable, has learned to be emotionally stable through experience of life, through being a sensitive soul and being hurt many times and integrating that instead of shutting it down. He's kept his beautiful heart open. He still has, even though he's mature, he still has a vulnerability about him, and he's absolutely beautiful example of divine masculinity, in fact. Where it doesn't represent an actual person in our lives, it can represent, especially clarifying that Empress now. Obviously, we're in the Pisces season, which he represents, and obviously it's Taurus moon today, so they back each other up perfectly there. Coming into a time of emotional security, of emotional stability, learning to be your own emotional anchor. I want to say, excuse me, I've got to sneeze. Oh. Oh, excuse me. Oh dear, excuse me. Oh. Sorry about this. Oh. This is me feeling well, you know. It's only a little cold, I'll be fine, right? So yeah, this is us learning to be very stable, all right, to steady those emotions, to use the heart and the mind as well, and to stay steady and stable in it, to rely on ourselves for an emotional anchor, not to be looking outside ourselves as well. For this is the kind of energy that doesn't need to look outside itself for approval, support, love, appreciation, because you're finally learning that you can give those things to yourself, and only when you're truly giving those things to yourself will you attract somebody who's able to give those things to you properly anyway, because it comes back to that energy that I was saying with the Six of Cups, of being able to give and receive freely from an open heart. It's that comes into it a little bit as well. So there's that, my darlings. The next one coming in to clarify that Ace of Pentacles in our water was the Hanged Man. Okay, beautiful Hanged Man in the Pre-Raphaelite Tarot there, hanging on some kind of a Victorian sort of Gothic ruin. Okay, all right, interesting. Somebody, I don't know why I'm showing this. Somebody might have been looking around some Abbey ruins or something like that recently and being shown. Okay, it's just significant for somebody. If that's you, then there's something in this reading for you. You need to pay attention. This is all I've been shown. But the Hangman, this is about patience. This is about limbo. This is about learning to see things from a different perspective. And I feel like that's what we've done. We've learned to find the treasure in situations. We've learned to find... Here he is. Mr. Milo. How's it going, bandy leg? You alright? He's alright. He's just laid down with it. Learning to find the treasure in the situation. Learning, instead of fighting against being in the hangman position. Right, if you look at the hangman, he's hanging upside down, but he never ever looks like he's struggling. He's completely relaxed into it. He's in complete repose. And that's the whole lesson of it, is to not struggle against it, is to just relax into it. If you're finding yourself in some kind of limbo in life, instead of struggling against it and creating more blocks for yourself to where you want to be, released from that hanging position, actually just relax into it. Actually just relax into it and find out what you're supposed to be learning there. Because there'll be something amazing, like life-changing, that you're meant to be learning there. No small thing. It's a big energy. And this is what I'm seeing. It's like we've learned to get the gold out of our emotions. We've learned to be stable and grounded in our emotions. We've learned how to be a sensitive person, how to be an empath, how to be psychic and sensitive and all of those things, and still be grounded and still be stable. Okay, it's a big thing to learn, and I feel like a lot of us have learned that and are still continuing to integrate that experience. And that's that Hangman is showing us. It's fabulous. The next one coming up to clarify the Page of Cups was another Ace of Pentacles. So we've got two Aces of Pentacles in this reading now. So this is the Pre-Raphaelite Ace of Pentacles coming up to clarify the Page of Cups. Now, this is now fire. Okay, it's very, very interesting to me that this particular Page of Cups, Ace of Cups, now look at how different it is to the other one. Excuse me. This is what I mean about the different decks having completely different filters. Excuse me, I feel like I'm going to sneeze again. Sorry. Oh, God. Oh. Okay. That one's being held by an angel or an angelic looking being. Now, it's just popping into my spectrum, my knowledge spectrum, that Archangel Uriel has a 5-pointed star as his symbol. So that would be Uriel. Uriel also has the ruby red fire. He works with the ruby red fire. He comes in on the north, from the north, direction of the north. I'm just being shown all the correspondences for Archangel Uriel there. So this might be quite significant for somebody. Somebody might be working with Uriel. This might mean something that's coming up for you a lot lately. The ruby red ray, the north. He is the awakener. He is the divine, what they call the divine awakener. So he's the one that wakes us up to our spiritual self, our true self, our life path, our vision. He's the divine awakener. Need I say more? So that's significant somehow, I feel, as well, to this situation that we're trying to heal. Where was that? So we had that there. Wasn't it? So the Page of Cups. Let's go things. It's been clarified by. So now we've got two aces on the table as well. So now there's two aces here. And even though they're both aces of pentacles, it's like still they come in as two aces. So that's massive changes coming in. Huge changes. Linchpin changes. You've heard me say it a million times. This is something big. This could be in your personal life, a house move. This could be a career change. This could be a new relationship or a new start or renovations. Something of that nature, okay? But on a more deeper level, this is huge because we didn't use any deck of cards. We used this one and it's got Uriel. And he's the great awakener. So humanity is going through a massive awakening right now and it's continuing. It's coming up in our fire as well. Coming up in our creativity and our drive, okay, and our potential. So don't underestimate these things that we're changing within ourselves. Don't underestimate these things, these decisions that we make on a daily, how we treat ourselves, how we treat each other, how we treat the planet. Don't underestimate it. It's massive. It's all part of the awakening. Every single positive action, every single light-filled action that you take is having a positive effect. Even the dark energy, even the so-called mistakes that we make, you know, and like I've said to you before, this is something else new we learn in that navigate is instead of thinking of things in terms of good and evil, they just are, you know. Even those days where you just don't do anything right, and you have that guilt attached to certain things or whatever, those are still all taking us home. These are all still things that are waking us up along our way home to our true destination, which is one of love and peace. Okay. I'll download that. Okay, the Seven of Pentacles has come in to clarify justice. Interesting. Now I find that interesting as well because straight off the bat, the energy of the Seven of Pentacles generally is about working hard and feeling like it's very hard work, but you're getting by and it's okay, but it's a bit tedious and you're watching the clock and it ain't us, but you're doing it and it's okay, it's paying the bills, and it's that sort of hamster wheel sort of hard work mentality. But just as an intuitive read, the first thing I'm getting off this image is how similar it is to the Justice card, which is coming to clarify, as in she's leaning on those pentacles in the same way that she's leaning on that sword, in that way that she looks very she looks quite tired, I suppose, but she looks still very poised, very balanced. Even though that one leg's up, she still looks pretty balanced. She could pick that leg up and give you a kick, I suppose, in the same way that she could pick that sword up and start brandishing it, but she's not. She's just leaning on there and resting on there. And in that tree behind her, it looks like a lilac bush. I don't know if it is meant to be a lilac bush, but it looks like a lilac bush in this tree above her. Okay, that's quite... lilacs have a really short season. I think of all the blooming flowers, lilacs, I think you'll find, are one of the shortest seasons, and they're one of the most beautiful of the blooms as well that we have. If you ever had lilacs in a garden or nearby you in the springtime when they come out in late April, early May, it's intoxicating. And there's a beautiful Greek legend around the that's where the panpipes originated from. Sorry, my brain went Greek legends went right. Okay, so I'm going to talk about that in a minute for some reason. So that's where the panpipes originated from, was from the lilac. If you read the Greek legend around that, it's a beautiful and fascinating story which involves Pan and nymphs and all of those wonderful, magical, fun things that you get in the Greek mythologies. So it's a totally magical plant, and it's got a very, very short season. Okay, so what I want to say just off the bat, it's just been downloaded to me, is this tedious, tired, leaning on your sword, leaning on your laurels, leaning on your pentacles energy that I'm getting, it's going to be quite short-lived. It's not going to last long. It's not going to last long. I want to say as well, make hay while sun shines sort of energy. It's like, yes, it's hard work, yes, it's tedious, yes, it's this and that, but just get it done. It's a short season. It's an opportunity to bring something in for yourself. It's an opportunity to bring that poise into your life and that balance into your life and balance that scale again. Okay, it's an opportunity to do that, and you'll have plenty of time for resting and recovering after. So I'm being shown for some reason as well, for somebody, you'll have plenty of time for that. So don't let the opportunity go by. Make the most of it, okay? Gather those pentacles in, whatever that means to you. Also bear in mind that if you are getting in a situation where you're feeling like you're tired and that's why you're resting on the thing or resting on your sword or wherever, it's not going to last forever, my love. So remain poised, remain calm, let that flow of life come in for you, alright? Six of Cups. Let that flow of energy come in for you. Easy giving, easy receiving, easy letting go, easy coming in, and it's keep it going, ticking over, alright? We're doing alright. Okay, what else was there? Two of Wands came in to clarify that. Six of Cups. Okay, Two of Wands. This is about wanting to take a step. Hesitation, holding back. What are you holding back for? This is coming in to clarify this Six of Cups. Holding back, but actually starting to understand that you hold the world in your hands, literally like the figure in that card holding that globe, okay? And that's the power that you have. That you have the power to step into that Six of Cups energy, which is all about love, which is all about giving, which is all about sweetness, which is all about receiving love back as well, and treasuring it, okay? So step into that, my darlings. I'm going to have a quick brief look at the pre-Raphaelite guide, because we can, and it's interesting. Let's see if there's any further insight for us there. So the first one out was a King of Cups, yes. And understanding the souls of others is a gift. Benefactor, giant heart, profound spirit, compassion and assistance. Exactly. that's that beautiful soulful energy, that King of Cups that we were talking about. And this is the energy, I said, like, this is my star energy of the last week or so. It's come up so many times. Understanding the souls of others is a gift. Okay? Benefactor, great heart, profound spirit, compassion and assistance. This is something a lot of us are learning to be, using our skills, using our sensitivity, using our counselling skills, our healing skills, our psychic skills and all of those sorts of things, with a profound level of understanding. We've matured, we've stepped into that Empress energy, and it's absolutely beautiful to see. Okay, we've integrated it, it's wonderful. The next one is the Hanged Man. So glad that King of Pentacles came up for us today as well, because literally he keeps coming up all the time. The Hanged Man, where is he? Excuse my cold. You need to adopt a different point of view, sacrifice, waiting, new perspective, impotence and illumination. Exactly. You're not going to get down from there. You're not going to recover from this so-called impotence as a example for what might not be going as you'd like it to in your life. You're not going to get down from that hang position until you figure out what it is. So you may as well relax into it, okay? And you will, and you have, because you've been hanging there so long. And then there's that eureka of the Ace of Pentacles. No, now I see, now I get it, now I understand of what's of value in my feelings, in my emotions, in my water. Now I understand what's of value. And I feel like you do. I feel like a lot of us do. I feel like it's about understanding that, sorry, that wasn't a werewolf, that was Mr. Murray. That's more about understanding that our feelings are what guides us, that being this sensitive and being this emotional and empathic and all of those things is not a curse. It's not something terrible. It's a treasure. It's something that's guiding us, and it's something that's enabling us to heal others and see into the hearts of others. Okay, beautiful energy. The next one was an Ace of Pentacles coming up in the Raphaelite. True riches are those of the spirit. Gain success, fertility, economic and moral values. Exactly. It's not just about wealth, success, the Ace of Pentacles, though it does bring that. It's about stability. It's not just about those things, though, and we did touch on that. True riches are those of the spirit, and moral values be brought in by the beautiful angel Uriel there. The next one was Seven of Pentacles. For a good harvest, let the fruit ripen. Patience, prudence and slow maturation. Exactly. Take your time and remain poised, because this season's not going to last forever. This season of gaining this kind of lesson and this kind of knowledge and whatever trials you feel are attached to that, it's not going to last forever. So have patience, allow things to ripen. Okay. To Wands. Without commitment, the flame will go out. Indecision and sadness. Exactly. What you're holding back. We don't need to hold back. We've learned the lessons of holding back. We've learned the lessons of indecision, procrastination, and how that makes us feel, and how that creates blocks that don't need to be there and resistance that doesn't need to be there. And we're letting that go, and we're stepping into that beautiful Six of Cups energy that we saw in the harmonious there, okay? Look at even the way this guy now is looking towards that woman and child in the other card. Why is he standing over here being all weird and procrastinating? Don't just get in there, innit, you know? So there we go, my loves. So I hope you've enjoyed my little reading. Sorry for all the interruptions. It's an unprecedented amount of interruptions, and I'm sorry for my cold. I was aware that I've got a little cold sneaking up on me. I didn't expect it to get that bad. So sorry about that. Oh, right. Okay. Let's round off with today. Very strong. Wanted to come in the Oracle of Shadows and Light by Lucy Cavendish. Okay. This beauty. So let's see what this beautiful little oracle deck's got for us to run this lovely reading at. And thank you so much for sticking with me. I thoroughly enjoyed this reading. It's been a while, but I really enjoyed it. There's a lot in there. Please get in touch with me and let me know how I was resonating with you. Please give me a thumbs up if you've enjoyed it. Please consider subscribing. Please consider sharing. Please get in touch with me for personal reading. And yeah, all of that. And that would be wonderful. I mean, the absolute world to me. So what's coming up here today from the Oracle of Shadows and Light for our beautiful soul collective? These ones don't come out to play very often in the readings, but when they do, they're very, very important. It'll be interesting to see what comes up today, you know. Okay. It's a lot of heavy energy. I'm with Pisces season. I'm doing this shuffles too, you're not forever now. Pisces season, it is a heavy energy. Like I say, it's the last sign of the zodiacal year, it's the last sign of the zodiac. So it's carrying a little, it's sort of carrying a little piece of each of the other signs' puzzles, if that makes sense. So Pisces carries a little element of every single other sign and all of the lessons of that. So that is a lot to process. That is a heavy energy. That can be very deep, very emotional. Oh, here we are. Witch at the end of the world. An inspirational, an important end and a new beginning. This is a weird little witch at the end of the world. There's egg timer. These cards are so quirky, I tell you what. An important end and a new beginning. Okay, let's have a little look. Exactly, so we're at the end of the world. This is what I'm saying. So zodiacally, astrologically, we're at the end of a season, end of an old cycle. Pisces season marks the end, okay? This is the end of the old zodiacal year. So we've got the witch at the end of the world. It makes perfect sense already. An important end and an important new beginning. So yes, this is time of reflection, time of looking back over all of the lessons that we've learned through all of the other seasons of the zodiac, all the different moons and everything that they've brought us. Time to integrate all of that. Integration's an important thing. I feel like Pisces season's a lot to do with integrating. Truly integrating as well, because somebody else that I follow said something like this recently when I was listening to something, that a lot of the time in the spiritual community we feel like we should be able to do more or get more, or there should be more, or that we're not getting everything. You know, we've worked hard and we've read all these books and we've done all this work and we've been meditating, whatever it is you've been doing, and yet you still feel like you're not quite there or quite getting it, or that there's not enough in some sense. And it was an important point that she made, and it really struck me, and I thought that's something that a lot of people need to realise. I really felt it, was that you just haven't integrated. You haven't given yourself time to integrate all of these new skills, new ways of thinking, which we've seen come out perfectly in this reading today with that Empress. We're still birthing more new ideas. We're still in that age of Aquarius. It's not going to end for the rest of our mortal lives on this planet. That's going to continue, that energy of birthing the new ideas, birthing the new skills, birthing the new spiritual gifts and how to integrate them and articulate them and things like that. So we may as well get used to it. But it's the end of a round of that. It's the end of a round of that with Pisces in now, okay, 2023. So, yeah, let's have a little look what the book got to say for some insights on that oracle. What number was she? 45. 45 in numerology would make 9, which is also the number of completion, which is also the number of a full moon, interestingly. So that would be perfect resonance too. 45. Okay. It says, storms fly about her, electrical whips crack through the heavy air with their bites of fire, and she sits among them, hugging her hourglass, holding everything together till the force creating the change has done its work. When the witch at the end of the world makes an appearance in a reading or a divination casting, you will know that something's time has come. There can be no more delaying, for the change has begun. So the best thing for you to do now is prepare for this change. Find solutions to challenges that will come up when the change comes. You'll be fine, by the way, and all will be well. And there will be a time of seeming chaos and difficulty. If you were prepared and ready to let go and change and let something end, the little witch's countdown will not affect you, as it will affect others who refuse to acknowledge that changes are coming and become fearful at their inevitable approach. There is nothing to fear, but plenty to prepare for. You will be safe and well and very ready to embrace the new world. It's perfect. Exactly. We've got that procrastinating energy there with the Two of Wands. And as I say, we watching this in our little collective, we have integrated that lesson, and we are continuing to integrate that lesson very much. The witch at the end of the world speaks. She says, I am not wicked, but I am a witch, and changes are made when the world bends and shifts. I hold this hourglass up to you now, so you know that the time for an ending is almost upon us. You can see the signs all about you, the strange weather, the hurricanes, the cyclones, the earth changes all about us. But so many simply say I am wicked for showing you this. They blame me for what they call catastrophes, and they ignore their signs. They are with you, and it is time to be ready. We are all about to experience a huge change, and it will be for the better. But while we hold on to the old, the storms will blast us, and the land will shift, and self-healing will look like destruction. Fantastic. It does. To many, it does look like destruction out there in the world at large. On a serious note, it's pretty scary times, and there's that fear setting in, that panic setting in. But we who know as well that that's just part of the shift, that's just part of the moment, that's just part of the healing, and that can boil down to your everyday life. And things can feel very messy when you're birthing new skills, when you're birthing a new way of being. Things can feel very messy, very painful, or you can see it as this is what it is, and I've got to hold on tight and prepare for this huge change that's coming, because we're more than ready, and it will be positive. It also says, experience an important and significant rearrangement of life on a personal and global level. There you go. Affecting power sources, systems and relationships. Changes in the law, legal systems, the economy and values and beliefs. There may be a need to be able to live more simply and in harmony with nature. There is nothing to be frightened of, only a voyage to weather, and you'll make it through to the other side of the storm. The changes are part of the journey, and the fifth dimensional world will shift to a more peaceful planet where shadows and light are loved and accepted. All is well, and the little witch will keep the world safe until we reach the other side of these changes. All is well, all is well, all is well. We are that little witch, my darlings. We in this collective, I feel, are that little witch, and it's perfect. It's perfect coming in Pisces season at the end of a shift, of another shift, powerful shift, preparing for another powerful shift coming up. So it's going to get a little bit worse out there in the world at large before it gets better. But we were working in the light, understand that it has to be that way, and understand that we can still find the light, beauty and joy in everyday things, and those are the things that really matter, and those are the things that bring love and humanity to the surface. Okay. Powerful stuff, my darlings. Very powerful stuff. Wow. Okay. Going in with the goddess cards. So these beauties are new. They're simple little cards. I got them free with a magazine a couple of weeks ago. Thinking of you guys. So nice simple little mantras, really positive, really powerful, beautiful imagery. Soul and Spirit magazine. Excuse me. What we got coming up for our people at Tarot by the Moon? All is well, all is well, all is well. Just keep that in mind. Okay. There we are. Surround yourself with people who clearly love your light and add to it. Exactly. Especially at this time. I mean, that doesn't mean be mean and cut off people who don't get it. that would be pretty much, you know, a lot of people in your tribe, probably in your family and friends. That doesn't mean that, but it means at those times when you feel especially vulnerable, or at those times when you really feel those dark edges creeping in, the fear of the world, fear of the state the world's going, when you're really starting to feel that rub off on you and take that shine from you, that's the time to plug into people who actually do get it, who do add to your light, who do see you, who do understand it, okay? Like-minded people. There's enough of us out there, and we in this collective are growing all the time, and that's why I say to you guys, please share this, please subscribe, please leave me comments, please interact with each other, because that's what I'm trying to do. This is a community of light that we're building, okay? Within that community of light there is darkness, there is everything in between, of course, but we are predominantly focused in this group on unity consciousness and healing, okay, my loves? So do come here, do get in touch with me, do get in touch with each other, do share this with other people of like mind, because that's the way to spread and grow and get strong, isn't it? And it eventually does rub off on the people around us, you know. Sow seeds for the future, sets an example for the children, etc., etc. So surround yourself with people who clearly love your light and add to it. And of course, don't forget that that's you as well. You be that person. If you're thinking, oh, well, I haven't got no one that I really relate to like that or whatever, well, maybe that's because it's time that you stepped into actually loving your own light. Loving your own light, letting your own light shine. I love that this figure, feminine figure in this image here as well, is looking out of that water and there's all that reflective. It's very Pisces. It very, very much is. All that reflection on the water there, that it's the reflective season. This is what we're all about. Not everybody's going to get it. Okay, and that'll be very much highlighted to you in Pisces season. Your sensitivity will be amped right up, and it'll be, they don't get it. Not everyone gets it. And it's fine. It's fine. It's fine. We've all got different skills in the world, and let's be grateful for the skills that we've got. Okay. So thank you so much for your time and attention and your support. Once again, it means the world to me, and I hope you've enjoyed my little reading, Pisces New Moon. I'll aim to come back in a day or two with a starseed reading. I do realise I didn't even do a starseed reading last time. So I was so not very well, and I was busy on top of not being very well, so I had to sort of like prioritise some stuff. But I promise you I'll try my best to come in with starseed reading either tomorrow or the day after, okay, my loves? So all that being said, thank you so much once again. All the love, all the light, and everything else in between.